The subtle art of failure and self-sabotage. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot over the last 2 weeks. And sometimes I wish I could just go back to that first day I decided to do YouTube. What a beautiful day. It's absolutely gorgeous out here, and the Blue Beast has taken me all over the East Coast. I think it's high time we repay it for those miles with a nice hand wash. A lot of you might be wondering what exactly I mean by going back to when I first started YouTube. Well, I didn't change my mind. I still love the YouTube process, but there was a naivety about doing YouTube when I first started out that made it fun and exciting and enjoyable. And to be honest with you, I didn't know what I was doing, so I had no time at all to ever really think about the direction of my channel or what I was doing. I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I wrote a script, or I decided what I wanted to try to film, and then I'd film it, and then I'd spend the rest of the night until I went to bed editing that content to upload it. I really honestly had no time to think about SEO or my channel direction or anything like that. I was just focused on creating content. It was really easy to be excited about your day when you knew you were gonna wake up and film something new and original. It didn't matter what it was just was gonna be fun. So as time goes on, you get better and better at the filming process. And some of the things that used to take you all day, well, they only take you an hour or so, or 2 hours. You get to be a better editor. You certainly get to plan out your shots and know what you want. When you got it, you're done. You certainly get a better feel and idea for what you want to shoot. And that makes everything go a lot faster. There came to a point where now I can make 4 videos in one day. As long as I have them planned out and bullet pointed out, I can just knock those puppies out. But the other factor of doing YouTube for as long as I have, you kind of learn that unlike when you first started out, there are pieces of the process that you like less than others. And that, at some point, can start to work on your mind. And here is where the failure and self-sabotage truly comes in. Oh, hold on. Can't very well have that in there. Or could I? I don't know. Does it even matter? Probably not. Either way, once you get to the point where you can make multiple videos in a day, then you have the opportunity to start to look at other things like SEO and all that stuff. This is truly the first point where you really start to think about success and failure, and it's really hard to gauge or decide what is successful and what is a failure when you're a small YouTuber. I mean, is success having and growing a great community that loves what you're doing, even if it's small? Is success having people comment about the style of your videos and the way that they're filmed? Every YouTuber has their own little piece of success, but if you're a serious YouTuber, you're always striving to get better. You look at your content and you look at what you're doing, and maybe you try, like what I'm doing, to niche down your channel so you can reach the audience that's specifically looking for your style of content. Well, okay, so you want to dramatically improve the quality of the content in each of those niches so that it's better than the other stuff that's out there, or at least comparable, because you look at what you're doing and you look at what your peers are doing. And of course, we all have that desire to make our stuff look better or as good as something else, and you tend to maybe even copy somebody else's work sometimes just to say, hey, I can do it too. Because there are things in the process that you love less than others, sometimes you allow those things to creep in the back of your head as doubts. And doubt is what truly causes self-sabotage. So when I talk about going back to my first video on YouTube, it's mostly just the naivety that I miss. Not knowing what was gonna happen, just the excitement of the creation process. and not being able to really even think about any of the other things that are involved with the YouTube process, that once you get to the point where you're truly forced to think about growth and who you're reaching and who your audience is, those are the really tough questions. And when those questions come in, that's when the doubt comes in, and that's when you start to really think about whether you're making a difference, whether you're having an impact, how you might be able to have an impact or a bigger impact on whoever your audience happens to be. And when that doubt starts to creep into the back of your head, you start to self-sabotage your process. You start to think, well, my editing's not good enough, or I don't know, does anyone really want to see this? Instead of just putting it out there for the world to see because you did something you're proud of, it makes it more difficult to be truly proud of what you're doing and to feel like you're making a difference. But here are some things that you can do once you're an experienced YouTuber to kind of avoid self-sabotage. And the key is definitely just having a positive attitude. Being positive makes you excited in the things you're going to film. And when you just sink yourself into the filming process and into the editing process, or even into the community building process in a positive way, you gain energy, you gain excitement, you gain momentum, and that's always fun. You're gonna hit those highs and those lows where, you know, one month you've got all kinds of momentum and people are excited and everybody's talking about what you're doing, and the next month you can't seem to reach anybody. It seems like you lost your voice. This happens. This is just a natural cycle that happens on YouTube, and it affects every YouTuber. And you've got to remember that. You've got to think about that. Okay, I know everyone is going through this. Turn it into a positive. Everyone's going through it, so am I. Let's push forward. Being positive is the biggest thing. The next thing is just doing it. You just got to get out there and do it. Find your love for the things that you were doing before. Just put all that other stuff out of your head and focus on the task at hand. Just focusing on the task at hand can go a really long way towards eliminating those doubts and the self-sabotage that creeps into your everyday filmmaking process. The other thing I highly recommend is just accelerating your process. You know, if you've been filming one video a day and you are at the point where you have all this doubt creeping in and all this self-sabotage going on, the easiest thing to do is just make yourself busier. And you can do that by filming 2 videos a day, or starting another channel in another niche or something like that. It forces your brain to start to focus more on the process and less on the noise that always happens outside of your process. Let's face it, we can't control the noise, we can't control what YouTube does, we can't control who's watching or not watching. All we can do is control the quality and quantity of what we're trying to put out there to the world and our messaging. And if your messaging is positive, if you continue to create and be excited and passionate about what you're creating, and you continue to reach out to your community in a passionate way and try to help everyone you can, there's just no way you can't be successful on YouTube. So that's just some of the ways that you can fight the fear and the failure and the self-sabotage that creeps into the back of your brain as you're on your YouTube journey. I really hope that this has helped some folks. If you like this sort of content, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell so you know when I have new content coming out. Also, if you know a friend who might like it, go ahead and share it with them. We can always use more folks in the community to give us feedback, to tell us what they like and what they don't like. So leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate it. I love to hear from you, and I always respond. I can promise you that. So go out there, guys, find your adventure, have a great day, and I'll see you really soon.